I still remember the night I realized how desperate I had become. At 74, I was surviving on just 2 to 3 hours of broken sleep each night. The constant exhaustion was affecting everything: my memory, my balance, even my will to get out of bed in the morning. My doctor kept prescribing stronger sleeping pills, but the side effects were terrifying. I felt dizzy during the day, sometimes couldn't remember conversations I'd had just hours earlier, and worst of all, the pills were becoming less effective each month. What my doctor never told me, what most doctors won't tell you, is that after 70, sleep medications can actually cause permanent damage to your brain. And yet, they continue prescribing these potentially harmful drugs without mentioning the natural alternatives that could transform your sleep quality without a single side effect. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 specific foods that have been scientifically proven to eliminate insomnia in seniors over 70. These aren't just general healthy eating suggestions. These are powerful, targeted foods that work by addressing the exact sleep problems that develop as we age. I'll share exactly how much of each food to consume, when to eat them for maximum effect, and the specific combinations that have helped thousands of seniors like me go from restless, medication-dependent nights to deep, restorative sleep. Every recommendation is backed by research from sleep specialists who focus specifically on elderly sleep patterns, research that most conventional doctors simply aren't familiar with. Stay with me until the end, because the 5th food I'm going to share is one you probably have in your kitchen right now, but you're likely eating it at the wrong time of day. This single timing mistake is preventing you from getting its powerful sleep benefits. In fact, when my friend Martha, 81, made this one simple change, she went from sleeping just 3 hours a night to a full 7 hours and stopped taking sleep medication for the first time in 15 years. This information could be the difference between years of dependent, medicated sleep and natural, rejuvenating rest. Now, let's get started with the first food that could transform your sleep quality tonight. The first food that has shown remarkable effects on senior sleep quality is tart cherries, particularly in the form of tart cherry juice or concentrate. What makes tart cherries special isn't just that they contain melatonin, the sleep hormone your body produces less of after 70. It's that they contain a unique form of melatonin that's more bioavailable to aging bodies than any supplement you can buy. I discovered this when I met Richard, a 78-year-old former accountant who had been struggling with insomnia for nearly a decade. His doctor had him on 3 different sleep medications, yet he still couldn't stay asleep for more than a few hours at a time. "I was at my breaking point," Richard told me. "The medications made me feel foggy and unsteady during the day, but without them, I couldn't sleep at all. I felt trapped." Then Richard's neurologist, one of the few doctors specializing in elder sleep patterns, suggested he drink 8 ounces of tart cherry juice twice daily, once in the morning and once about 2 hours before bedtime. "I was skeptical," Richard admitted. How could fruit juice do what powerful medications couldn't? But I was desperate enough to try anything. Within just 5 days, Richard noticed he was waking up less frequently during the night. By the 2-week mark, he was sleeping for stretches of 4 to 5 hours without waking, something he hadn't experienced in years. After a month, he was able to reduce his sleep medication by half, and within 3 months, he had worked with his doctor to eliminate it completely. The science behind this is fascinating. A 2018 study published in the American Journal of Therapeutics found that older adults who consumed tart cherry juice increased their sleep time by nearly 90 minutes per night. But here's what makes this especially powerful for seniors. Tart cherries don't just contain melatonin, they also contain compounds that prevent the breakdown of tryptophan, which your body uses to make both melatonin and serotonin, the relaxation hormone. After age 70, our bodies become less efficient at converting tryptophan, which is why this dual-action approach is particularly effective for older adults. 1 cup of tart cherry juice twice daily, once in the morning and once about 2 hours before bed, is the optimal dose according to sleep researchers. If the tartness is too intense, you can mix it with a small amount of apple juice, but avoid diluting it with more than 2 ounces of any other liquid, as this reduces its effectiveness. The second food that has shown remarkable effects on improving senior sleep isn't just any fish. It's specifically fatty fish high in both vitamin D and omega-3s, particularly wild-caught salmon, mackerel, and sardines. What most doctors won't tell you is that after 70, your skin becomes nearly 80% less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. This vitamin D deficiency directly impacts your sleep architecture, the specific cycle of sleep stages your body needs to fully restore itself. Margaret, a 76-year-old retired nurse from Colorado, experienced this firsthand. Despite her medical background, she didn't make the connection between her worsening insomnia and the vitamin D deficiency that's so common in seniors. "I would fall asleep just fine, but then wake up at 2 a.m., wide awake, heart racing, and unable to fall back asleep," Margaret explained. "I tried everything: sleep masks, white noise machines, even meditation apps. Nothing worked." A geriatric specialist finally tested her vitamin D levels, which were severely low at just 18 nanograms per milliliter, well below the minimum threshold of 30 nanograms per milliliter that seniors need for proper sleep regulation. The doctor recommended a supplement, but also suggested consuming 5 to 6 ounces of fatty fish 3 times weekly, preferably with dinner. The reasoning was fascinating. When consumed in whole food form, the combination of vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and certain proteins in fatty fish works synergistically to regulate both melatonin production and cortisol levels, the stress hormone that often becomes dysregulated in seniors. Margaret was skeptical but committed to the recommendation. She incorporated wild salmon, mackerel, and sardines into her dinner rotation 3 nights a week. "The change wasn't immediate," she said, "but by week 3, those middle-of-the-night wakings became less frequent. By the second month, I was sleeping 6 to 7 hours straight through most nights, something I hadn't experienced in years." A 2014 study from the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine confirmed Margaret's experience, showing that seniors who consumed fatty fish regularly experienced improvements in sleep quality, with fewer nighttime awakenings and an average of 58 minutes more sleep per night. The key is consistency. Aim for 3 fish dinners weekly with portions of at least 5 ounces, and try to consume them early enough that digestion is well underway before bedtime, ideally 3 to 4 hours before sleep. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward to our third food. The third food group that has shown remarkable effects for seniors with sleep problems is a specific combination of nuts, particularly walnuts, pistachios, and almonds, but consumed in a very particular way that most people get wrong. I learned about this technique from Dr. Melissa Chun, a sleep researcher who specializes in neurological changes in aging brains. What makes her approach different is that she doesn't just recommend eating these nuts, she specifies exactly when and how to consume them for maximum sleep benefits. Let me share what happened with Thomas, an 83-year-old former professor who had been taking sleeping pills for over a decade. Despite the medication, he rarely slept more than 4 hours a night. "The pills knocked me out, but they didn't keep me asleep," Thomas explained. "And I hated how groggy and confused I felt in mornings. Sometimes I couldn't even remember conversations I'd had the previous day." Dr. Chun suggested a specific nut protocol: a quarter-cup mixture of walnuts, pistachios, and almonds, consumed exactly 3 hours before bedtime, followed by a small piece of fruit 30 minutes later. The science behind this approach is fascinating. These 3 specific nuts contain different compounds that work together. Walnuts provide melatonin and omega-3 fatty acids. Pistachios offer protein and vitamin B6 that help convert tryptophan, and almonds provide magnesium that activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode that's crucial for quality sleep. The timing is critical because these nutrients take approximately 2 to 3 hours to be metabolized and reach optimal levels in the bloodstream. The small piece of fruit 30 minutes after consuming the nuts provides just enough glucose to help transport the tryptophan to the brain. I was skeptical, Thomas admitted, but I figured nuts couldn't make things worse than they already were. Within 2 weeks, Thomas noticed he was sleeping for longer stretches without waking up. By the 1-month mark, he was averaging 6.5 hours of uninterrupted sleep, something he hadn't experienced in years. After consulting with his doctor, he gradually reduced his sleep medication and eventually eliminated it completely. A 2017 study in the Journal of Sleep Research supports this approach, finding that older adults who consumed a similar nut mixture showed improvements in sleep efficiency and a 15% increase in melatonin levels compared to those who didn't consume nuts. The key is consistency. Make this nut mixture part of your daily routine, always consumed at the same time each evening, ideally with a small piece of fruit 30 minutes later. Within 2 to 3 weeks, your body will begin responding to this natural sleep-inducing combination. The fourth food that can dramatically improve sleep quality for seniors isn't just any yogurt. It's specifically full-fat, plain Greek yogurt with active cultures, consumed in a very particular way that maximizes its sleep-inducing properties. I discovered this through my friend Elizabeth, a 79-year-old who had been struggling with insomnia since her husband passed away 3 years earlier. Elizabeth had tried everything: sleeping pills, herbal supplements, even acupuncture, but nothing provided lasting relief. The worst part wasn't just being tired all the time, Elizabeth told me. It was feeling like my brain wasn't working properly anymore. I'd forget words mid-sentence, lose track of conversations. I started to worry I was developing dementia, but my doctor said it was severe sleep deprivation. Elizabeth's neurologist suggested a specific yogurt protocol. 1 cup of full-fat Greek yogurt with active cultures, consumed 90 minutes before bedtime, mixed with 1 tablespoon of raw honey and a sprinkle of cinnamon. The science behind this recommendation is fascinating and specifically relevant for seniors. As we age, our gut microbiome, the collection of bacteria in our digestive system, often becomes less diverse, which directly impacts neurotransmitter production, including those that regulate sleep. The live cultures in Greek yogurt help restore healthy bacteria that produce GABA, a neurotransmitter that promotes relaxation and sleep. The full-fat content is crucial because it helps slow digestion, providing a steady release of sleep-promoting amino acids throughout the night. The raw honey adds a small amount of glucose that helps transport tryptophan to the brain, while cinnamon helps stabilize blood sugar levels during sleep. It sounded too simple to work, Elizabeth admitted. But I was willing to try anything. After just 1 week of this nightly ritual, Elizabeth noticed she was falling asleep more easily. By the 3rd week, she was consistently sleeping 5 to 6 hours without waking, and by the 2-month mark, she regularly achieved 7 hours of quality sleep. It wasn't just that I was sleeping better, Elizabeth explained. My thinking became clearer, my memory improved, and that constant anxiety I'd been feeling started to fade. A 2019 study in the International Journal of Tryptophan Research supports this approach, finding that older adults with this specific yogurt combination showed a 60% improvement in sleep quality scores compared to control groups. The key factors are consistency, timing, and preparation. Always use full-fat Greek yogurt with active cultures. Check the label for L, acidophilus, and B, lactase specifically. Consume it exactly 90 minutes before bedtime, and always mix it with raw honey and cinnamon. Pre-packaged flavored yogurts won't provide the same benefits and may actually worsen sleep due to their high sugar content and lack of active cultures. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward to our 5th and final food. The 5th food that has shown remarkable effects for seniors with sleep problems is one you probably already have in your kitchen but might be eating at the wrong time: kiwi fruit. But not just any kiwi, and not consumed at just any time of day. When I first heard about the kiwi connection to sleep, I was skeptical. How could something so simple make a difference when powerful medications had failed? But the research behind this is compelling, particularly for seniors over 70. Let me tell you about Martha, my 81-year-old neighbor, who had been taking sleep medication for 15 years and still struggled to sleep more than 3 to 4 hours per night. The side effects were taking a toll: memory problems, daytime confusion, and an increased risk of falls. I felt like I was losing myself, Martha told me. The medications were supposed to help, but they were making everything worse. A geriatric specialist suggested an unusual protocol: 2 golden kiwi fruits, not the more common green variety, consumed exactly 1 hour before bedtime, every night without exception. The timing here is critical. When consumed 1 hour before sleep, the unique combination of antioxidants, serotonin, and folate in kiwi reaches optimal levels in the bloodstream just as you're preparing for sleep. This timing creates what sleep researchers call a neurochemical sleep window, a period when your brain is most receptive to sleep signals. Golden kiwis contain significantly higher levels of serotonin than green kiwis, up to 42% more according to research from Taipei Medical University. This matters tremendously for seniors because serotonin production naturally declines with age, directly impacting sleep quality. Martha was doubtful but willing to try. What did I have to lose? If it didn't work, I'd just be in the same position I was already in. The results weren't immediate, but they were remarkable. By the end of the first week, Martha noticed she was staying asleep slightly longer before waking up. By week 3, she was consistently sleeping 5 to 6 hours without interruption. After 2 months, she worked with her doctor to gradually reduce her sleep medication, and within 4 months, she had eliminated it completely. "I'm sleeping 7 hours most nights now," Martha told me, something I hadn't done in decades. "And without the fog of medication, I feel like myself again." A 2011 study published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirms Martha's experience. Researchers found that seniors consuming 2 kiwi fruits 1 hour before bedtime experienced a 35% reduction in waking after sleep onset and a 42% improvement in total sleep time. What's particularly valuable about this approach for seniors is that kiwis are generally safe, even for those on multiple medications, and they provide additional health benefits beyond sleep improvement, including immune support and digestive health. For maximum benefit, choose golden kiwis when available, eat them with the skin on, after washing thoroughly, and maintain absolute consistency with timing. The 1 hour before bed protocol is essential for creating that neurochemical sleep window. Now that I've shared these 5 powerful foods for improving senior sleep, let's talk about how to combine them for maximum benefit. The most effective approach isn't to try all 5 at once, but to introduce them systematically over a 2-week period. Start with the tart cherry juice, consuming 8 ounces in the morning and 8 ounces 2 hours before bed. After 3 days, add the nut mixture 3 hours before bedtime. 3 days later, incorporate the kiwi fruit 1 hour before bed. Once this foundation is established, add fatty fish to your dinner rotation 3 times weekly, and finally, introduce the Greek yogurt combination 90 minutes before bedtime on nights when you're not having fish for dinner. This gradual approach allows you to identify which foods provide the most benefit for your particular sleep issues, as insomnia in seniors can have multiple causes. Some of you may respond more dramatically to the serotonin boost from kiwis, while others might need the vitamin D and omega-3s from fatty fish. I want to emphasize something important. These foods aren't just healthy eating suggestions. They contain specific compounds that address the unique sleep challenges we face after 70. As we age, our bodies produce less melatonin, convert less tryptophan, and experience changes in our gut microbiome that directly impact sleep quality. These targeted foods address those specific age-related changes. Does this mean you'll never need sleep medication? Not necessarily. Some seniors with certain health conditions may still benefit from carefully prescribed sleep aids. But for many of us, these natural approaches can reduce or eliminate the need for medications that often come with concerning side effects, particularly for aging brains. What's most important is consistency. The seniors who experience the most dramatic improvements are those who incorporate these foods as a daily ritual, not just occasional substitutes when sleep problems flare up. Your body needs time to reset its natural sleep rhythms, and these foods provide the specific nutrients needed to support that process. Remember Margaret, Richard, Thomas, Elizabeth, and Martha, all seniors who had been struggling with insomnia for years, all dependent on sleep medications with troubling side effects. Each found significant relief through these targeted food therapies, and most were eventually able to eliminate sleep medications entirely. The question isn't whether these foods can help you. The research clearly shows they can. The question is whether you're willing to commit to a consistent routine that could transform your sleep quality and, by extension, your overall health and quality of life. The journey to better sleep after 70 isn't about finding a quick fix. It's about working with your body's changing needs and providing it with the specific nutrients it requires to maintain healthy sleep cycles. The 5 foods we've discussed today, tart cherries, fatty fish, specific nuts, full-fat Greek yogurt, and kiwi fruit, offer a natural, evidence-based approach to improving sleep quality without the concerning side effects of prescription medications. I know from personal experience and from the stories of countless seniors I've spoken with that insomnia can feel like a life sentence, a condition you simply have to endure as part of aging. But that's simply not true. Poor sleep isn't inevitable, and heavy-duty medications aren't your only option. What makes me most passionate about sharing this information is knowing how dramatically sleep quality impacts every aspect of our health as we age. Good sleep strengthens the immune system, improves cognitive function, reduces fall risk, and even helps prevent serious conditions like heart disease and dementia. If you're struggling with sleep issues, I encourage you to try these food-based approaches before resorting to stronger medications. Give your body at least 3 to 4 weeks with consistent implementation before judging the results, as your sleep patterns took years to develop and won't change overnight. And remember, this isn't about completely overhauling your diet or adopting complicated new routines. It's about strategically incorporating specific foods at specific times to address the unique sleep challenges we face as we age. Thank you for joining me today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll explore how certain movements can significantly reduce joint pain after 65 without medication or invasive procedures.